How are you doing, everybody? I hope you don't mind this. I'm not turning my channel into where I'm just like talking at the camera. I know I've done that like a little bit this last couple of weeks. I promise you there will be some videos. I'm actually very excited about what's coming up on the channel. But I just thought I'd let you know what I'm doing. So sorry. I just wanted to let you know what I've decided to do. And actually, people have told me to do this a lot. And I've just like gone, yeah, whatever. I'm not capable of doing that. And somebody said it to me the other night. It's a guy who follows the channel. He's a lovely bloke. Oldomer that no longer lives in Oldham. I'm not going to say his name because I don't call people out by the names. I'm not calling him out. You know what I mean? I don't identify people by name. He knows who he is. And he's sent me a load of information. He has emailed me some information. And anyone else who's listening to the channel who wants to email me can absolutely email me. And the email address for the channel is ukgraveyard@gmail.com. I don't always look at it. I have got better. It took me a couple of days to realise that he'd sent me an email. And that's just because it were weekend. But like during the week, I do look at it because it's just part and parcel of what I do in my day. Weekend, I tend to be focusing on other things. I don't tend to spend that much time on the computer at all. Well, yeah, I do. I watch YouTube and stuff. But anyway, I'm waffling. Let me tell you what I've started doing. So I've started writing a book. And I certainly don't think in the book I'm not trying to come across as some literary this, that, and the other. Listen, this book is being written the way that I speak, the way that I am in this video, the way that I, speak when I'm on my videos, like I just am me, Anna, and the book is just me. And he said you should write a book, and other people have said it to me. Other people have said it to me, and it was unclear to me what people mean when they say write a book, Sarah. I mean, my understanding of it is that you want a book about what's in my brain, and this is the thing. Like everything that I know about Oldham is what I've researched, what I've found, what I've pieced together. Not all of everything that I know. I mean, like the earlier Service UK Graveyard, and even now, like, it's not all out of history books, like the stuff that I know is out there, but I put the pieces together. Now, someone else may have put these pieces together a long time ago. I don't know, but I've not seen it. Do you know what I mean? What I am pleased to say is that some of the things that I have pieced together, when it's come down to it, and I've maybe got a book. I mean, my good friend Dave, who I will mention, he's actually a descendant of the Giant of Oldham, Dave. Can you believe that? That's a fabulous fact, isn't it? Dave's a wonderful friend, and wonderful friend of the channel. And I've said this before, Dave has given me a book that I will treasure until the day I die. I love this book. It's beautiful. It's an history book that was printed in 1902. I always hover between 1902 and 1903, but it was printed then. I think the author was a James Middleton. Again, I know it is, but I always sort of second guess myself. But this book is absolutely stunning, and there are a few. It's a rare book, very rare, and there are a few copies. A couple of friends of mine in Oldham who own. I hope they're still around today, because since I moved out of Oldham, I've not been to see them. I've driven past their house. They've got a beautiful house in Oldham. I'm not saying where they live, but everyone knows the house. That's all I'll say. Like, it is an eye-catching house in Oldham. And they let me into their house a few years ago. They invited me round, you know, for a coffee. They didn't let me into their house. I weren't going there to do a video or anything, but let me tell you, their house is very, very old. Very, very old. Probably the oldest house in Oldham. And I went in, and what I saw architecturally was just mind-blowing. Just very old, beautiful old staircases, and honestly, it was just, I'll never forget it. But as I was looking around, they were showing me around the bedrooms upstairs and stuff, and the chap who owns the house, he showed me his book collection, and he had a copy of this book, but his copy didn't have what my copy has. Because my copy is a first edition, and it's also one that was given to Dave's ancestor, who paid towards the production of the book. Many people, notable people from Oldham, paid towards the development of this book. And it's downstairs. I've shown it a few times on the channel. It's absolutely beautiful. And in the front of the book are all the names and addresses of the people that gave money. Sarah Lees gave money towards this book. Marcroft gave money towards this book. Marcroft was, he had links to the co-op in Oldham. There's loads of people in there that gave to this book. And Dave gave me this book a few years back, and I was absolutely blown away because I'd never read the book, I'd never had it. And the point of this big long story is when I read, and I've still not read all of it, I actually thought the other day, I need to get the book and I need to read a bit more, because there's still like loads of stuff in there. But what I'm trying to say is, and you know, I go around the houses, there's stuff in there that I had dug up from my research, and it was confirmed in that book, and it was like, wow, you know. So anyway, so that's my point. It's like, you know, some of the things that I say, other people who document the history of Oldham probably in a better way than I do, you know, more articulate, you know, their documentation of Oldham's history is more formal, where mine's just like, mine is born from just a need to know, a desire to know, and to dig a bit deeper, and just to like tell you. And you know, I made a video a few weeks ago where I was like, oh, I'm not doing any more Oldham videos, it depresses me when I go to Oldham, blah blah blah. You know what, everyone, I was just in a bit of a funk. That's all it was. An FUNK, that's what I said. I didn't say that F word. I was just in a bit of a, at the time. There are going to be more Oldham videos. In fact, there's going to be the Cairo video. The Cairo video, I talked about it in the previous video. I'm not going to bore you with it now. But the reason why I'm giving you this video and saying all of this is, as I start talking, and I'm only up to chapter 2, but as I start talking about the things, and the way that I'm writing the book is I'm reflecting on things that I've done, things that I've discovered, how I've discovered them, what I know, what I thought I knew, what I've subsequently come to know. Just like the development of Sarah's UK graveyard, and you know, along the way, I'm going to be talking about that, but I'm also going to be I am talking about that, and I am talking about the relative histories of Oldham along the way, which is really going to memorialise in a book what I've got across my videos. But it's going to be, not only is it going to be what I know up to this point, because this is the thing, you know, like people say, oh, Sarah, you know a lot about Oldham, and I think I do. I think I do know a lot about Oldham, Oldham's history, and the people that built the town, certainly since the 1800s, you know, not necessarily before that, although I do know stuff about that as well, you know, like going back hundreds of years, how Oldham was a hamlet, and then, you know, people from Barnsley moved over and like established, you know, an area just off Copstroll Road in Oldham. So what I'm trying to say is the book will basically just be everything I know up until this point and what I think about and how I got there. And actually, you know what, I've read back on it, and I think it's quite interesting. I think what I might do, I think it's interesting. I think what I might do is, maybe get a little bit deeper in it and then read some chapters. In terms of publishing it, I think there's a few ways I can do it. I think Amazon Books allow you to do it, so people can download it as a Kindle. Maybe I can look into some printers. I don't really know everybody. Like, I've literally just decided to do it just to get everything down. And the reason I'm doing it, by the way, is not because all of a sudden I think, oh, great, yeah, everyone's going to want to read my book, because the majority of people probably won't. But for those people that want it, I suppose it will be there. And again, it's just something else, isn't it? I mean, just another way of me just ranting on about history and as I said, the book that I'm doing, or as it's evolving, is going to be heavily around Oldham, but there will be other bits and pieces in as well. Like, because the channel isn't just Oldham. It was in the beginning because of COVID, and it had to be, and there was no other choice. But that was all right because like, there's plenty to go at, and there's still loads to go at. I just find it a bit difficult sometimes, everyone, being here in Barnsley, and then certainly recently with everything going on jobs wise and stuff, I've just not felt grounded. That's the reality of it. I've had a lot to deal with, and I'm here on my own, and my husband's, not here, and it's difficult for me sometimes. You know what I mean? It is really difficult for me sometimes. But yeah. So I'll be continuing doing the channel, and there are going to be some really good Oldham videos coming. I'm really excited to do the Cairo one, which is World War One soldiers who died in Egypt in the war, and going to their graves, but then coming back to Oldham and telling their story. That is a massive, massive undertaking. But I think it'll be really interesting. And actually, what I might do with that, I'm going to do individual videos. Like maybe do like a couple of people in one, a couple of people in another. I think what I might do with those videos, I might put them onto an hard drive once I've done them, and I think I'm going to give them to the Oldham archives. And the reason for that is the houses where these people used to live might not be there in all instances. Some of them are. I know they are because I know the streets of where they used to live. Some of the places of work are still there, but are other buildings now, and and the places where they frequented. The information that I've been able to find out about them, where they're buried. That's another thing. These things need to be memorialized, because everybody in a few years, like maybe another 100 years, they won't be there. Think back to Oldham in the 90s. What was there, what isn't there now? Think about what was in Oldham just a few short years ago when I started the channel. Lots of it's gone. That's another video that I keep meaning to do. How it's changed over the last... Maybe I'll do that when the channel's about 10 years old or something. Maybe I'll go right back to the beginning, and then, who knows? But the reason why I'm going to be donating these to the archive is because, the war dead should always be remembered. And hopefully the World War, the soldiers from all the wars, all of them, will never be forgotten. But I think certainly for Oldham's history and all of that, I think they need to be documented. And if they want to do something with them at any point, then they've got them. And if they don't, then maybe someone will rediscover them at some point. Maybe they won't. I don't know. Maybe they'll just go in the bin. Who knows? But I think that's what I'm going to do. Then maybe donate a copy of the book. Sound a right idiot, don't I, saying that? But I would say I'm quite impressed with what's been written. Like, the stuff that's coming out of my back, literally, you know, what I'm thinking about and what I'm getting down is quite crazy, actually, how much information I've got. I mean, I've literally not even started. Not even started. I've got so much that I need to talk about. So anyway, we'll see what comes of that, everyone. But that's what I wanted to tell you. I just wanted to tell you what I'm sort of working on and what I'm doing. And I really don't know how big it's going to be. It won't be massive. And any money that the book makes will go towards just making more videos for the channel. And that's it. Anyway, everyone, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to watch a bit of TV now, I think, and relax. And there definitely will be a video this weekend. I've got one in mind that I'm definitely going to be doing. And next Friday, I will be going to Oldham. And I'll be staying in Oldham. And then I will, well, let's just say I'm going to be on my way to Egypt on Friday. So it'll be interesting to definitely sort of do a video on that. And then I'll be flying out, and 5-hour flight to Cairo, and then that, and then I'll be eventually in Luxor, but I'll be documenting everything. So you'll see it, everyone. You'll see the travel over, everything that happens, and that's it. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.